So, how are you feeling now that Harry Potter's completely finito? You must be feeling a bit strange.
It is. It's a strange feeling. It's very hard to really muster a sentence to describe it. Half of me is very sad that it's obviously finished, and very nostalgic and proud of the last 11 years of what we've all sort of managed to achieve. But yeah, equally pretty devastated. Really, it's kind of strange when after so long of working there, for them to say, "See you later. Thanks for your hard work." It's kind of like, well, now what do I do? And obviously we've got so much to look forward to with part one obviously just coming out, and part two coming out in July. So the end is really not quite there yet. We've still got lots to look forward to. Certainly with theme parks and Leavesden are doing an attraction as well. So yeah, lots to look forward to, but equally very sad that it's all come to an end really, and quite excited to what's going to happen from here really.
And did you have stuff in your contract that you're allowed to do now? Like obviously Emma wasn't allowed to cut her hair.
Right.
Were you like not allowed to get a tan or anything?
Yeah, it wasn't so much it wasn't sort of set in stone. It was more of an understanding, and also an obligation that if you shot half the film with a certain colour skin, don't come back for the second half with a tan from Barbados or whatever. They were never going to say don't go, but they were just keen to make sure that you stayed. If I dyed my hair green halfway through the third film, I'm sure they would have been rather angry at me. So yeah, so it wasn't really contractual, just more common sense, I guess.
Yeah. And how would you say it's changed your life? Right.
Yeah, in every way, shape, form. Me and my brother often say, like, I wonder where we would be or what I would be doing if this had never come along. If Joe had never written the books, would I be acting in other stuff? Would I have done TV, or would I even be doing something completely different? So it's very hard to say really where I would have been without it. All I know is I'm exceptionally lucky to have been doing that for the last 11 years, and very grateful. And I think as the years go on, actually, the more I'll look back with more gratitude and more understanding of how lucky we all were to be involved with it.
Do you think you made some friends for life from the cast at all? Or?
Yeah, very much so. It's impossible not to, and not just the cast by any standards. Lots of the crew, lots of the stunt boys are now considered very, very good friends. So yeah, it's one of those things. I think even if we didn't want to become friends between the group, we spent so much time together that we've really created such a great atmosphere and a great. Again, family is the worst word that people use, but it kind of is, and it's a unique experience in which we've all kind of shared together. So it's nice that none of us are sort of by ourselves within our experience. We've all got another dozen kids to talk about it with and sort of share experiences and stuff. So yeah, we're very lucky for that.
And did you always to hang out at the pub at the end of a long day on set? Kind of
if
thing?
only. Down 3 broomsticks for a quick pint.
For a butterbeer.
Yeah, I like the idea of it. Unfortunately not. I mean, there was the age thing. Not most of us weren't 18 to the last couple of films, and most days were fairly long, to be fair. And lots of us, trying to get home to get bits and pieces done. I've got a 4-year-old dog now, so I'm looking after her and trying to juggle normal life along with working at the same time. But yeah, of course, we had plenty of moments where we had a chance to. I think I also remember as well that most of the day is spent as us, as Tom and Daniel and Rupert. Only a very small percent of it is actually really Draco, Harry, and so forth. So we get a lot of time to hang out with each other.
And what's it like working with actors like Alan Rickman and Robbie Coltrane?
Yeah, very daunting. It's one thing to meet them, another thing to really sort of read lines with them. Alan Rickman was always exceptionally daunting for me. Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood was like one of my all-time favourite films as a kid, and he was always the sort of presence of, not evil, but a presence of sternness, and certainly he's a bit of a method actor where he likes to sort of live almost as Snape when he's in his costume, and it's very scary. But he was actually one of the most charming and most, he really was quite happy to give up his time to tell you about, after about 7 or 8 years, I plucked up the courage to ask him about Prince of Thieves and whether he had any good stories or experiences on there, and he revealed all and told me about how all the lines came to be, which was great, hugely inspiring for a young actor, definitely.
Yeah, and you've got quite a lot of films coming up.
Yeah.
Are you playing some nice good characters now, or will you play baddie forever?
Bits and pieces, bit of half and half. Certainly one of the ones, Rise of the Apes, which is a prequel to Planet of the Apes, that's going to be coming out at the end of this year. That's not such a pleasant character. Although he's a world away from a blonde evil wizard, he's still not a very pleasant individual. And the other 2 films, The Apparition, that's going to be coming out in October. That I get to play a good guy. Bit of a science sort of master of the paranormal and instigator of strange experiments, that sort of thing. So yeah, that was cool. Nice to step outside of that shoes. And another film, From the Rough, where I get to play an English golfer. So that was again a world away from Draco.
Very different. And
Yeah.
you're also into music as well, aren't you?
Yeah, very much so.
And you're releasing.
Yeah, it's a passion project of mine. It's something that came up a while ago, and I've always been recording music, especially when we've got so much time on set in between doing scenes. I used to make, rather nursery rhyme-like songs up and record them. And yeah, I've shared them on the internet a few times, and I've started my own little independent record label off, and we're hoping to really influence and promote the idea of young musicians, writing their own music.
Nursery rhyme?
I say nursery rhyme because the quality of it is far from the likes of musicians that I look up to and listen to, but it's not to be taken too seriously and very easygoing. So in that respect, nursery rhyme.
What kind of stuff would you compare it to, the music that you're...
It's kind of like an English Jack Johnson-esque type music where it's, nothing too over the top in regards to production. And again, yeah, nothing to be taken too seriously.
Yeah. And do you think, obviously, you've had such a focus on acting for years. Do you think you'd like to give that a break and go for music, or try?
No, definitely not. That's something that I was very keen not to confuse of what I was hoping to do with myself. It's always been a passion project, the singing side of things, not a career thing that I wanted to do and sort of move over to that realm. For one, I'm nowhere near good enough. It's really a case of me doing it for my own pleasure. Yeah, acting's really where I think I'm most of my passion and hopefully talent will go.
So in, say, 10 years, what would you have liked to have achieved?
Wow, I hope to be in a similar position to where I am now. Still getting the chance to talk about great projects that I've worked on. It'd be fantastic to be remembered for other things as well, to be notified for other pieces of work. Equally, I had a question earlier saying how you must be desperate to get rid of the stigma of Draco and Harry Potter stigma. And I think not at all. We're exceptionally proud of what we've done, and the last thing I want to do is shun it away as if it's something that we're not proud of. So yeah, I hope to be remembered for that, forever.
Not worried about being Draco forever?
No, not at all, because I feel, I'm very young. I think it's a bit young to typecast people when they're sort of 21 years old. And one, the Draco is such a different character from me, so if I even get to play anyone remotely close to me, which should be a lot easier, it'll be a world away from Draco. So
it's good to know.
Yeah, that's what number one. This is literally number one question is usually how similar are you to your character? And you think, come on, surely, like if I said anything even remotely similar, it'd be slightly worrying.
Plotting a few murders.
Yes, a small Nazi-like child. I mean, no, that's not me.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up there then.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much.
Not
for
at
chatting.
all. Thanks for your question.
Cheers. Looking forward to seeing that.